Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Chris Classic. I hear an echo. This is my first time trying to multicast through Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and I'm hearing everything and some deep, dark secrets because of how great this mic is. Um, I just wanted to talk a little bit. Let me know if you guys can hear well because like I said, this is my first time. So, um, let me see how I can go to these comments. I wanted to talk about Wrestlemania. I probably won't be able to go through every topic, but I think WrestleMania was a breath of fresh air. Um, I don't like the 2 night event. The 2 night events I do not like, and I guess that's something that they want to do going forward. There's I'm trying to fix this mic. Hello. Oh, that's a bad echo. Okay, I think I got it. There's they're doing next year is a 2 night event, and it's just like I just don't like it, but I understand because now you give these performers more time. Uh, Before we go into anything else about it, let's talk about what went on this weekend as far as WrestleMania is concerned. There were talks of WWE is okay. What's going on, Sean? Salute, Dave. Facebook, salute. I'm trying to figure out how I can get comments through Facebook. Like I said, I'm new. Um, let's talk about one of the things that were beneficial to the performers at WWE. Um, Outside of Triple H, they were saying that Nick Khan and them, they were telling them that they could do booking events, autograph signings, and stuff like that, and then they can also do third-party platforming again. Now, remember, was it a year ago or 2 years ago? WWE wanted a certain percentage, and that was one of the reasons why Selena Vega left the first time. And then a lot of Twitch streamers and stuff like that, a lot of them quit a lot of them quit the service because they still wanted to work for WWE and stuff like that. And it left a bad taste in people's mouth. On a business standpoint, I understood because you want to be the main thing, but at the same time, like, times have changed. So I think as far as the wrestling is concerned, wrestlers are concerned, if you want to do your streaming and your Patreons, your cameos, your OnlyFans, make the money, don't let it make you, as the great Diamond said. Now they can do that. So I'm sure that's a breath of fresh air for people, and also the autograph signings and stuff like that. So that WWE doesn't have to go into their pockets for a certain percentage. And this is not new. I remember Impact doing it years ago, where they wanted a percentage of people's merch sales, and they also wanted a percentage of their booking. So if you did an outside booking, they wanted a certain percentage of that booking for you to go there and to perform. And I thought that was pretty crap. So that's a breath of fresh air. Another thing, even though the match was short, they get the WrestleMania bonus. I'm talking about New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Like, a lot of us know that WWE gives people WrestleMania bonuses if you perform. Now, their match was supposed to be on the first night, but they scrapped it. So we were under the impression that they were not going to do it. But then they had a match. It was short. We could have been a pre-show. Like I said, like, y'all had 2-hour pre-shows on Saturday and Sunday. Y'all could have put that match. Y'all could have put that match on the pre-show on one of those days. But I thought that was a good thing because we've heard many a times where they scrap a match or they don't do things with it and they don't get the revenue and stuff like that. So that was a good thing too. With the massive releases that happen, a lot of people get mad at WWE. Oh, it's a heck hold. I can't, why would anybody want to go there? And I'm just like, you got to be honest with yourself. Even though the work environment might have been scary and probably still is to certain people, people still want to go. It's still considered the number one wrestling company at the end of the day. And you might want to go to AEW. You might want to go to Impact. That's just what you want to do. But to hear certain things like that is beneficial to the wrestlers, that they're even giving them guys like a little time, the New Day's match, that was something too, because usually when something is scrapped, something is scrapped. WrestleMania 38 was a breath of fresh air. Now, I was one of those ones that was looking forward to only like a few matches, but these guys and women, they put on the whole event. It was unfortunate about Rick Boog's injury because he was doing something, amazing and spectacular, praying for him and his healing and everything like that. But what they did was a lot of the matches, a lot of these guys felt like they were fighting for their life. And when I say that, WWE has producers for matches, I have certain feelings about that, but these guys put on a performance. They acted like they wanted to be there. They looked like they wanted to be there. And like I said, this could have been stemming from WWE not putting a financial hold on them doing autograph signings and third parties and stuff like that. Like, I don't think that they did a lot of good build up for many of the matches at WrestleMania. But the good thing was the performers showed out, and it made everybody want to pay attention to what was going on. Like, I know a lot of people were groaning about Happy Corbin and Drew McIntyre, and that wound up being a great match because of the storytelling. And then I talked to Mark and I talked to John on my Facebook about that, and we talked about storytelling, and it was a story to be told on both parts. Happy Corbin was undefeated after winning money. Drew McIntyre, he was in a rut, but he was going against a guy that, regardless of how people feel, he was somewhat credible. Nobody kicked out of his finisher. It was protected just like the F5 was. So it's a big deal when he kicked out of it. The way they sold the match, the way that the crowd was invested, and let's give it up. The crowd was so invested this whole weekend, it made me want to wrestle in front of a crowd like that. Because sometimes if they're not into it, if they're on the internet and they listen to what other people say, they don't care about it. But I really think, the crowd the crowd was invested in majority of the matches. They responded. So when you think of matches like that, where people probably wouldn't want to, invest their time in seeing it, they did good. Even the on Sunday, the women's multi-tag match. Now, I knew that it was going to be a little sloppy and a little clustered, but I was happy because they were given more time. Because usually, and a lot of y'all can back me up on this, when it's a multi-tag match with women, it's usually 2 minutes or a minute long, and usually it's like one big spot, and then somebody wins with a move or something. They gave them a lot of time, so I was happy for that too. So that's why I'm saying, like, this could be potentially a turn in the right direction for WWE as a company. Now, I know that a lot of people said that Raw was very, very dry, and you're not going to like every episode of a show, and apparently the past few years, a lot of people haven't liked seasons of WWE Raw, but we'll see where it goes from here. But as far as like WrestleMania was concerned, it was dope. I thought it was very dope. I thought the wrestlers were invested in their matches. I know a lot of people, and I'm probably going to do a video maybe Friday night when I get off of work. I'm probably going to do a video unless I'm with Yellow Pill, Holla Kev. If I'm not doing a cast with him, I'm probably going to talk about celebrities in wrestling, because I do think it is a topic, because a lot of people don't understand, like, some wrestlers take offense and offense. Hold it down. They take offense to people doing certain things or not doing certain things as wrestlers, because we were somewhat trained and we were told to respect the business. Now, I'm not saying Logan or Pat or Johnny disrespected the business at all. But even when Ronda came in, there was like a lot of pushback of Ronda coming in. So, a lot of wrestlers, we be watching. We be watching when other people and celebrities try to do it. We be like Law and Order. You just don't know when that sound hit. You might have did something wrong. You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to talk to a couple of my guys about the situation or whatever. Like I said, from what I've seen, all three performers did a great job. I have certain feelings about it, but I'm not going to take that away from them. So, but like I said, the whole event was very good. As I'm scrolling through the card to see if I wanted to talk about certain things, with Bianca and Becky, they had a great match. I feel like the rematch, when they rematch, is going to be a lot better than the first match, because I did feel like it was a little, a few things was missed or whatever like that, but it was a great match and it told the story and people caught it. But I think that the rematch is going to be a lot better. Sometimes when you have a match, you want to do better than that previous match. You shouldn't just want to stay at one match. So I thought that was pretty good. I'm hoping this is future references. Maybe next WrestleMania, it'll be Charlotte and Becky. I don't know how long they're going to do the SmackDown and Raw women's titles. Maybe they'll unify them at Survivor Series. If they are going to unify them at Survivor Series, it should be Charlotte versus Bianca. That is something that a lot of people are invested in. Two of the top female athletes, let alone athletes in the company. But if you are going to hold it off to unify next year, it should definitely be Charlotte versus Bianca Belair. Bianca is just one of those ones that slipped through the cracks of I don't want to say being held down by being behind the 4 horsewomen, because, that's not their fault or anything like that. But when you see other women become champions and dominant champions, or people who put on stellar performances outside of Sasha, Bayley, Becky, and Charlotte, that's what's up. Like even with Alexa Bliss, when she was up, and then she's a multi-time champion and stuff like that. So that's always like a good thing. And with Bianca carries the weight on her shoulders as a future star, because she's getting up there. The representation is there. I know a lot of people don't like certain things about that, but it is what it is. So we'll give it up for that. Becky, she did a great job as usual. She made she made us hate her a little bit more, but she did what she was supposed to do. So that's always a good thing, to be hated as a heel instead of liked. What else? Stone Cold wrestling after 19 years. That was a big thing. That was good to see. I think a lot of us we were shocked by what's happened in the match because of his neck and his knee issues. I thought it was just going to be like maybe a mud hole stomp and then a Stone Cold Stunner, but no, Stone Cold really wanted to show out in the great state of Texas. And you guys know that's where I'm from. So that was great to see Stone Cold just wrestle like the brawler he is. It worked well. I'm not even going to lie, though, when he was going to suplex Kevin Owens on the concrete, and then Owens reversed it, and he suplexed Stone Cold, I was like, I think Stone Cold was, and now I wonder. He was wondering if he was going to feel the same and even walk the same, because those concrete spots are very nasty. So for what he did and what Kevin Owens did, they put on a great match, a street fight. A lot of people do those nowadays. Those are so often on every wrestling company, but the way it was Stone Cold, and I had people who stopped watching wrestling years ago, they were upset because they didn't even know about Stone Cold coming, let alone wrestling. So this is why it's always good to pay attention to certain things. So because I'm sure a lot of people went to YouTube, or maybe they subscribed to Peacock to look at Stone Cold, because a lot of people start watching wrestling when Stone Cold left, or when The Rock left and stuff like that. It's the truth. I think with WWE or with wrestling in general, you should try to get that company back that you lost for a reason, in building new stars and stuff like that, and also promoting. But some people just leave, and some people are meant to be found again. Going again, because I'm not going to be here long. I'm trying to understand everything with this this setup. I'm glad the music and everything is going clear for you guys. I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. Is there any other? Cody Rhodes, it's a great card, but watch him screw it up quick. See, and this is the thing. Also, Atlas, I didn't know that was you through this Twitch thing. Yeah. Like I said, everybody said that Raw was rotten last night. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to watch it myself. I didn't watch it last night. I'm not even going to lie to you. So a lot of people said that it was very rotten. They didn't really care for it. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see, because like even Roman saying he's gonna say something on SmackDown, that was a little flat and dry as well. So like I said, we'll we'll see. See, and this is the thing, because I don't want to be negative, because like I criticize both companies as a person that watches it myself, and it's like, yeah, well, usually people are excited for the Raw after WrestleMania, to the point to where people were saying that the Raw after WrestleMania was actually better than WrestleMania as the card, as the whole card. You know, I know Braun Breaker won the NXT title on Raw and everything like that. And that's cool, fine, and dandy. But at the same time, man, it's just a heck of a follow-up. You know, a lot of people are already speculating that Roman's arm or shoulder isn't good because of how it was looking. It was looking like raw chicken going bad from the pictures I saw. But like I said, I really wait for the stuff to come out of the horse's mouth before I say, oh, he's really hurt. You know, hopefully they're just, most likely they're just doing a second opinion, or they're just trying to make sure he's good or he'll heal or anything like that. You know, hopefully everything is okay. I know that Brock is probably going to take a break. Now you're going to have a solid build up on who's going to challenge Roman. And it might be Cody. Cody coming back, it got a lot of people talking, good and bad. You know, a lot of people were like, oh, well, Cody, he left and he was always going to come back to WWE. But I've always said that if somebody leaves WWE, they're probably going to come back. Now with AEW, there is a lot of things that he said that make him a hypocrite, saying that he wasn't going to leave until he was going to die and everything like that. And that does put him in a negative light to a certain degree, because sometimes you have to do what's best for you. And we don't know exactly what was said afterwards. So we don't know what happened between Tony and Cody. Like a lot of people are saying money, and I'm sure that's probably what it is. They were saying that Cody wanted Punk money or Daniel Bryan some money. Bryan Danielson money. See, I keep messing up. But a lot of people were upset with that. And a lot of people, they were like, oh, well, you should have stayed. You should have stayed. But I don't know what's behind the scenes. Like, I don't try to go off of what people say unless they actually say it. Like, we just never know. Like, even with Kevin Durant leaving the Thunder and leaving Russell Westbrook, a lot of people was upset with Kevin Durant for what he did. But at the same time, we don't know what is going on or whatever like that. But like I said, I can see people's anger with Cody. But at the same time, people was booing Cody. A lot of people were sick. This is my take on Cody real quick. I think a lot of people were sick of him for a lot of things. I think that him winning a lot of matches, him with his promos, seems like he wanted to try to go against a lot of people. How he was booked, it was questionable, but at the same time, he was not the only one. So that's why I would never say it's Cody's fault, because I'm going to give kudos to Cody, because when Cody left and was helping Tony and all these other guys get it together, he was the most popular star outside of that many people knew of the masses besides Chris Jericho when Jericho came in. So what's going on, Robert? Lafayette, Indiana in the building. What's going on? I live in East Chicago. He said Cody had creative control in and outside of AEW. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think a lot of them did. And there was the thing about Tony taking the power away from him, and that might have been an issue too. See, we don't know exactly what happened, but we can only be on the outside looking in for so much unless we know people or whatever like that. So with Cody, you know, I don't want to say I never seen him as a main eventer. I didn't see it I'm trying not to be negative. What am I trying to say? I like Cody. Cody can wrestle. Cody's a great wrestler. He can do a promo. He can do a whole bunch of things. But you always scratch your head when somebody who's part of the company is a champion, regardless if they are a tag or if they are the secondary or if they are the primary champion. You know, Kenny was the champ, and he had power in AEW and stuff like that, and he worked with that. But I think that if it was ever Cody would have caught more flack with that because of his position and the company. And somebody had to be booed out of the Bucks, Kenny and Cody. Somebody had to be booed. Cody still had WWE residue on him. And you know what I mean when I say that. You know, I think he wasn't trying to do a lot of over exposure, acrobatic, flippy stuff that a lot of the other guys were doing. This guy was out here working. And also his wife, outside of people just being racist or just horrible or chauvinist pigs against women or whatever like that, a lot of people didn't like how her position in the company. Now, I'm not going to lie. I didn't like that she was beating a lot of women who had more experience and stuff like that. But sometimes that's just the way of the business. You know, I own my own company, right? C3 Ultimate Wrestling, as you see in the top right there. Check out the website. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm getting used to this. I would never. Well, I'm not spoiling nothing. I won't do what they do. I won't do what a lot of companies do. That's what I'll say. I'll say I won't do those kind of things, you know, because sometimes it puts it in a negative light. And if you saw like WCW and if you saw TNA with even like Jeff Jarrett or whatever like that, he wasn't really putting a lot of people over at the time. So I would try to invest in stars that should be champion and stuff like that. And then even Cody, he did the thing where he would never challenge for the AEW title. And then in his long-term story, now he's back in WWE where he's going to go for a title that his father didn't get. And he said how his father had the picture of the title. And he said basically he never won it because it was what was it, a count out or something like that. So he said he never won it. So Cody is I want to say Cody is home. Cody's home, and it sucks on certain things because sometimes you do have to be a man of your word and what you say. But at the end of the day, these people probably paid him. His contract is probably nice. He got a multi-year contract or whatever like that. But it is WWE, so who knows? A cut him is a fallout. It could be anything, but we'll see. But like I said, WWE is in the right direction. You know, one bad Raw doesn't stop the show. Shoot, a whole season of bad Raws or SmackDowns don't stop the show, at least for now. But we'll see. And it's just, I don't know. Let me check one more thing before I head on out. I'm thankful for the people who have kicked it with me. Like I said, I'm trying to get used to this kind of thing with the microphone and with the multicasting. Is there anything else I want to say about night one? Because the celebrity thing, we'll talk about that another time. McMahon, Vince McMahon. Let's talk about Mr. McMahon real quick. Let's talk about sir. Hold on, where my thing at? Sir. Look, it was good to see you in the ring. It was not good. Your stunner that you took was not good. And I've never seen Stone Cold show so much concern on someone's overall health after getting kicked in the gut to the fact that you almost fell out of the ring. Come on, man. It was funny. And it's like what we do is it's entertaining, but we joke about it because we know that Vince has no business going back into the ring being 76 years old. So I just think it was funny. And then even when going for the stunner, it was like the way Vince like literally took a knee to the stunner. It was funny. And then Stone Cold was trying to be so nice stomping him that you could tell he was holding back. And then he also assisted Vince go outside the ring. Look, when Vince was wrestling, I was scared he was going to turn into dust, Thanos dust, if you know what I'm talking about. But like I said, you know, I know Pat McAfee, I always say his name wrong. He had the time of his life. So kudos to that. Kudos to see Vince back in the ring, even though he shouldn't have been. I mean, the stunner could have been a lot better. You know, a lot of people talked about how Linda took it, and then now her husband holds it for the worst stunner taking ever. Outside of that, the main event between Brock and Roman, it was good. Like I said, it was speculation that Roman is hurt, allegedly. I don't want to say it was special because both of these guys had two different titles, but that kind of match we've seen them do before. But the way WWE has built these guys, and like I said, it is a gift and a curse. mostly we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. But it's a gift and a curse because these two guys beat everybody that was everybody in WWE. So now we can see what they're going to do with that, especially with Cody coming back. Like I said, my wild card is Xavier Woods, maybe even Jay Uso. Those are my wild cards and stuff like that. But we'll see where it goes from that. Outside of that, a lot of people were expecting something a little better. I was like, either the Usos are going to interfere or not. And I'm not saying that as it was going to be boring. I was looking forward to the match. But I think that we all knew who was going to win. If you thought Brock was going to win, I'm going to ask you a question.
With yourself. Take a few steps back to go. You ain't got
the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers.
Like, no. I think this was the great way to do it. I think that was the awesome way to do it, was to give Roman it. I think Roman only beat him one time, and that was like at Crown Jewel. But this time he beat him clean. So that means something, because most of the time it's always some crazy stuff to where Brock loses, whether it's he hurts himself, somebody cheats, low blow, or something like that. So having him win clean, it says something. And then they can even incorporate it to where Roman doesn't need his cousins anymore. And we'll see where it goes from that, because a lot of us are banking on him to go against The Rock. What's good, Yellow? It's good, my brother. Good seeing you again. Good to hear from you. What's going on? So when the next time you going live? Maybe tomorrow, but it'll be late because I work a late shift tomorrow. So I might go at midnight, or maybe tomorrow. So thanks for asking. He said I thought he blew them quads again. Yeah, Vince. Yeah, the guy who blew both quads going into the ring. I've never, Kevin Nash did something like that before. But going back to what we were saying, the event, like I said, I'm not going to go through every match, but for what I saw, everything was very entertaining. It seemed like the wrestlers had fun, because it seemed like they all had time outside of the New Day tag. Please don't do any more 2-hour pre-shows. Please don't. I know y'all gonna do them anyway, but please don't. Like, y'all doing 2 nights. Like I said, I don't like the 2-night thing. And there was a lot of wrestling on just WWE's behalf outside of ROH, and a lot of people that went down there and had a show. It was a lot of wrestling for WWE. So Stand and Deliver was earlier that day on Saturday, and then WrestleMania night 1 came. And then I'm like, oh my goodness. I still haven't watched NXT Stand and Deliver. I plan to, but I'm so tired off from wrestling outside of talking about it and stuff like that. So, like I said, they're in the right direction now, but it's WWE, like I said, especially with like treating the wrestlers with a little bit more respect and stuff like that, and letting them get a little bit more income than what they have, because it was a bad taste in people's mouth when they let go of so many people, and this was like their highest financial earnings last year, especially the stuff with Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. So it's like now it puts it in a new light. Now I don't know if Nick Khan is listening to Triple H. I don't know what's going on with other stuff. I don't know who's on top of the treasury and all the financial situations. But like I said, that is a breath of fresh air for the guys. I'm happy that they gave New Day and them a match. They gave them the opportunity to have that match. Another thing I didn't like was I didn't like that y'all kept showing Big E's injury. Y'all showed it on night 1 and night 2. I never jumped so much, but I jumped every time seeing it because y'all do it in slow motion and everything like that. Like, y'all should have just showed him saying like he's going to get better and stuff like that. Like, please stop. If I may ask, do you own? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In the on YouTube, C3 Ultimate Wrestling. If you type it in, it should be the first YouTube channel. And also, you can check out the website, www.c3ultimatewrestling.com. Lord willing, I'll have some news about something. I don't want to say it or spoil anything, but by next Monday, Lord willing, I will have some information about something very, very special. So Yeah, C3 Ultimate Wrestling. I also wrestle for a company called True Privilege Wrestling. They usually do shows in Maywood, Illinois, and sometimes they do it in Riverdale, Illinois. I also wrestle in Wisconsin with a company called Now That's Wrestling. And like I said, they're in Wisconsin most of the time, Appleton. But this weekend, this Saturday, is Winter County, Wisconsin at Wood Eyes Bar and Grill. I believe its start time is 4 o'clock. So I do wrestle for other companies, but I also run my own company. Like I said, I've just been rebuilding a lot of stuff. So I've been doing a lot of things. Besides going on live, I've just been trying to help people. And people have been helping me. Like I said, I don't know if you're still in the chat, like Atlas and C-Red and everything like that, giving insight on a lot of things. So that's what's up. What inspired you to start a pro wrestling company? I love this. I love wrestling. I love the sport and stuff like that, right? So this is a good question because a lot of people don't ask me that. I wanted when I was I'm trying to go. I want to be cheesy. This is 10 years. This year is when I've been wrestling. I've been wrestling for 10 years, and I've been owning a company for 3 of the years. So, and I'm still learning. So with wrestling, I liked how some people ran companies, and I didn't like how some people ran companies. And that's even with the higher ups all the way to the independent companies. And it's no shade or whatever like that. Because I used to argue with people and I used to talk to people about certain things. So it was like, you know what? I think I can run my own thing. And I was like, no shade to a lot of people, but I believe that like a lot of people were booking the same people. They were booking the same matches and stuff like that. And I'm like, we have so many talented wrestlers in the Midwest. It's not even funny, to the point to where these guys never faced each other. And I'm like, well, why don't I do something with that? Why don't I give an opportunity to show that I can run a company? And that's one of the reasons why me and my wife, we own a company, and we're trying to do things like that. We're also trying to do things for the community. One show we had called Unsung Heroes, we gave away free backpacks, and it was a free show because we want to show the positives in wrestling. When it's a negative in wrestling, it affects almost everybody. So we've been doing positive things. Our numbers have been rising up, especially with our subscribers on YouTube and also Facebook. If you go to C3 Ultimate Wrestling, hopefully we'll go to 1,000 followers or likes. But that's one of the main reasons why I care for this business so much. And I think that when you keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, people don't care about it no more because they're used to it and it's predictable and stuff like that. So that's why I do stuff different. I have matches people would have never thought. And Lord willing, next week, if everything is going well, I got announcements after announcements to say. So that's why. Have you met anyone from WWE? How old were you when you started watching wrestling? I've met Armando Alejandro Estrada. He was at one of the shows I was at. I believe it was PRW. Marty Jannetty, former rocker with Shawn Michaels. I faced Mr. Hughes before. He was like the bodyguard guy, and he also was the bodyguard for Chris Jericho for a little bit. I faced him twice. Like I've seen like some people before at other shows and everything like that, but I don't really like talk to people per se or whatever because they're busy. So yeah, I started watching wrestling when I was younger. I was real young. We didn't have cable when I was coming up. So what happened was after school, I'm from Texas too, baby. But after school, we'd go to our great grandparents' house, and they used to watch Walker Texas Ranger. And I believe after Walker Texas Ranger came Raw or WCW Nitro. And that's how I started being invested in wrestling. So I used to hate going to their house, but when that came on, I loved it. But I was also upset because my mom would come pick us up. So we never see the end. We didn't have cable, but then eventually we did get cable. And then we will, go from Raw and Nitro, go back and forth because they used to come on the same time at times. Or like I think it was like an hour apart or whatever like that. So that's how I got into wrestling. So my baby just woke up. Like I said, I'm just trying to learn the game. I'm trying to learn this, trying to learn how to do this. Like, excuse me if I'm like dragging and everything like that. I'm just trying to make sure everything is going good. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I'm going to try to do more. I want to try to like write and prepare more. I just wanted to make sure like the screen and everything was good. I wanted to make sure that the quality was good because I am far behind on what everybody do, like with podcasting and stuff like that. I just usually get my camera and just do it and then upload it to my computer. So I like this setup. It's a lot easier now because I could go to other platforms and stream as well. If you guys have any other topics, let me know through any other forums, through YouTube, through the StreamYard, through Facebook. I'm thankful for you guys who have talked to me and asked me questions. You know, it makes me feel good. I care much for this business, and I hope you guys do the same. So appreciate you, Rob. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for asking questions. You know, that means a lot to a lot of performers and things like that. So thank you guys for chilling with me for 40 minutes. There's more to come. Follow his channel, Yellow. Follow that, Yellow Pill. We talk about a lot of subjects with women, with men, relationships. He talks about a lot of stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot of kickback with him. It's not nothing negative. We be on chill. If we disagree with each other, it's not nothing negative. It's not a war. We grown and we act grown. So shout out to Yellow. Follow his YouTube channel to go to his StreamYard and everything. It is that man. He's the reason why I'm actually setting this stuff up because I had no idea how to do any of this. So I forgot to tell you thank you. So I'm gonna tell you thank you in public. And God bless you, brother. All right, you guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. This is Chris Classic, and let's take it home.